The name's Daisy. What's going on, guys? It's Farewell34 and I'm here with my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3 Episode 2 review. Alright guys, so I'm going to get right into this episode because a lot happened and there's a lot to cover. So this episode started right off the bat, starting in 1853 with just some background story on the monolith. So, we can see that basically these dudes were just in a room in 1853, doing what people in 1853 do, some weird spooky stuff, and they pick up rocks from a hat, and whoever picked up the white rock has to go inside this room and die from the monolith. Next, pretty much it goes right where the last episode left off, with Fitz in the room banging, trying to plead to the monolith to get Simmons out of it. We see in this scene that Daisy and Mac are just chatting it up, talking about Joey and how he's unstable, not ready to go in the field, and they just run there and they try and save him. What ends up happening is that basically Fitz gets a piece of sand from the homeworld where Simmons is on, and that's what he uses to figure out that it's a portal, like, oh my god, she's not dead, she's actually somewhere else across the galaxy, and she's just there, and we need to find a way to get her. There's a really cool scene where Bobby kind of like kisses Hunter goodbye, and she tells him, don't die out there, and then Coulson kind of just says from the background, like, but you better find Ward and kill him. They really, really do not like Ward, which is, understandable for all the kind of terrible things he's done in the past season. And he's just a scumbag now. Like, I don't like you, Ward, but I like you. I like you, but I don't like you. We finally see Ward, and he makes his entrance to the third season in a pretty fashionable way. So he's pretty much driving a nice old sports car, a Porsche, and he pretty much has his dude on the hood of his car, and he's just having a normal conversation, because that's what normal people do. They drive with people on the front of their Porsche. So we see in this episode that Ward is actually, assembling his own team in a sense to, deal with Coulson and the Secret Warriors later on in the season, but also just to, establish Hydra. He's trying to, find people who are worthy to, be in the ranks of Hydra. And he's doing that. He's killing people and he's recruiting people. This is what evil people do. So now we go to Coulson and the team, they're just investigating what to do about this monolith thing, because they don't know anything about it. So pretty much what they do is they go and find this Asgardian, who's like 1,000 years old, who knows everything about everything on Earth. And he pretty much just tells them, I'll help you out, but you guys gotta, help me out. It's really funny. At the end of the scene, the Asgardian agrees to go with Coulson and the gang, but he kind of just like rips open the gate and walks out, and when the guards come back, he's kind of just like, it was their fault. Finally, we finally see where May is. She was missing from the season premiere, and now we get to see her, and she's chilling with her grandpa or her dad. It's kind of refreshing to see May, not in her outfit, out killing people. She's just kind of relaxing, and we get to see a different side of her, which I thought, was pretty nice. This is our second scene with Ward in this episode, and we see him kick some major butt. So pretty much, what this guy's doing is just going there to recruit this millionaire dude on this yacht. Him and his henchmen throw some rats on the boat, and everyone leaves, and he goes on like a 10 knockout spree. Like, he's killing like every dude left, right, and center, and then pretty much gets this one rich dude and knocks him out. Connecting back to the very beginning of the episode, Coulson and his team, along with his Asgardian, go back to the place where the first scene happened. This is some place in England in 1853 where the monolith was being used and experimented on. They make a joke in this scene where they're like, oh, it says death, punishment room. It's dark. Let's go in there. Like, it's it's kind of funny how they end up going into this place when they really shouldn't, but they do it anyway because, there's Simmons and they need to save her, right? Fitz, you need some loving. I get it. We get some more May and Papa May. We get to see them two together again, some more background history with her being a skater and whatnot. Just some cool information about May that we didn't know from the past, and now we know she has a soft side. Another character we see in this episode is May's ex-husband. We get to see him back, and he's kind of do psych evaluations for all the Inhumans that they recruit, and also for Daisy, which is pretty cool. I keep saying Daisy. It's so weird saying Daisy. I'm so used to saying Sky. But anyway, we see Daisy getting evaluated, and we just see, his character back at it, and I feel like we're going to see a lot of him this season. May's ex-husband also dropped the name Secret Warriors, so we definitely know that they're going to start using that as the name for Sky's team. Maybe that's going to be the next episode or a couple episodes down. We do not know that yet. We go back to Coulson and the team. They are in the dungeon room, they're figuring out what this thing does. There's a big hole, and they realize, the monolith is going to go there, and it's going to open up the portal, so they're going to try and go and see Simmons, and Fitz is going to get some loot. A really funny scene that we see is with May actually, just chilling at her dad's house, and someone comes to the front door and she notices. This actually turns out to be Hunter, and she gets a knife to his neck and tries to kill him. And he just basically lets her know that, she needs to come back in the field because they need her and Ward is still out there and they need to kill him. Like, he's a threat and he's trying to make some plans. So she basically tells him, you know, I'm out of commission, I'm not trying to work. And he kind of lets her know that, you know, if you always have to look over your shoulder, you know, you're not really out of the game. You gotta still do some stuff. Next, we see the team actually tries to use this monolith and get Simmons back, and it actually works for a bit. I was like at the edge of my seat, I'm like, oh my god, is it gonna work, is it gonna work? And it actually did. Daisy ended up passing out because we figured out that the thing had to do with frequencies. It was so great to see the desperation from Fitz. He just kind of like begging everyone, like, please, I need some light, where's some bloody light? Because he needs to try and do anything he can to save Simmons, right? So it turns out the guy that Ward's been torturing is actually freaking Baron von Strucker's kid. Oh my god, like, I did not see that coming. Like, I looked at him like, this guy looks familiar, or like, I kind of feel like he's important somehow, but I don't know how yet. And it turns out he is like the ex-Hydra's leader's son, so he's definitely gonna have a lot of play later on in the season. Ward is pretty much, you know, playing a game of chess. He's trying to figure out where and when to make the right move, and you know, we can see that he's doing a pretty good job so far. You know, he's picking the right pieces, making the right moves, so he's gonna be some trouble for the team later on. We get back to the team and they figure out that, you know, Daisy can use her powers to, you know, open this monolith. So we see a great shot of her in action using her new Quake powers, and she's pretty much just opening it up, and Fitz dives into the freaking teleporter, and he's just searching for Simmons. This scene was so suspenseful. Like, they had it in slow motion, there was like smoke everywhere. We see Simmons finally, we see like she's actually there, and you know, they do like kind of a little teaser, like he grabs her hand, but then like it slips, but then he grabs her hand again, and in the end, the portal closes and Simmons is finally back. She is alive, not dead. Fitz, you still have a chance. She was on the Kree homeworld. How can she breathe? Don't ask me. How is she still alive after how many weeks? Don't ask me, but she is. It was actually a funny scene when Daisy comes back. Matt kind of whispers in here like, you did good, Tremors. You did good. And it's just kind of funny because like Tremors, earthquakes. When Coulson told the Asgardian that Sky was Inhuman, he kind of got a little scared. He's like, I haven't heard that name in like 1,000 years, like in a very long time. So that shows some kind of animosity or some kind of like history with the Inhumans prior to, you know, the outbreak of the Terrigen Mist. The last scene in this episode is when we see Simmons wake up and, you know, she has like a splinter, like a piece of wood or something in her hand, ready to kill someone. I don't know where she got that, I don't know. Simmons literally has gone across the galaxy and back, and now she's back on her home planet, back with her family. The final bonus clip at the end of this episode was pretty much, you know, Ward getting his plan into action with Baron von Strucker's little kid, you know, meeting up with May's husband. Holy gosh. Things are going down next episode. And this final scene ends off the episode. We get a lot of things answered. We finally see where May is, what she's doing. We even get a little backstory on her character. We get to see where Ward is and what his plans are and what he's gonna do. We finally get Simmons back, and Fitz is ecstatic, of course, because of this. And just some other questions are answered. That ending though, oh my gosh. So like, what do you guys think is gonna happen with Von Strucker's kid and May's husband? And guys, that ends off the review of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 2. I hope you enjoyed this review. This is my very first review for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the Hybrid Network. Thanks to those guys on the channel. You guys are awesome. Be sure to check out my other video saying my top 5 scenes from this episode on my channel, Farewell 34. It's going to be the links below. Also, guys, please comment. I want to hear you guys what you thought of this episode. And also, let me know, what do you think is going to happen with Von Strucker's kid later on in the season? I'm going to go ahead and give this episode an 8 out of 10. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I will see you all next time. Peace.